Corsair is absolutely killing the peripheral game right now. And that statement's going to be solidified even more when you take a look at their new K70 Core budget gaming keyboard that comes in at only $100. So while we go over and take a look at this keyboard, remember, $100. Now you can see some of the goodies right over here on the side. I'll flip the box over. Again, kind of sneak peek, but let's look at the keyboard. So here we go. The new gaming keyboard from Corsair, the K70 Pro. And as you can see, yes, it is a full size. I know some of you do prefer full size. Me personally, I am a TKL fan, and I hope Corsair releases this in a TKL with this little knob here, and heck, maybe $75. That'd be pretty sweet. Now you see it does come with this wrist rest. Bam, just magnetizes right on the side. Now talking about this wrist rest, I'm not a wrist rest fan in the first place, but you can see you got your rubber feet, Corsair logo, but up here, it is hard plastic and you got those grooves on it. So my personal opinion, even when you're using it, you feel, again, that it is hard. You get that angle, but I really feel those grooves. To me, it's not comfortable, but again, I'm not a wrist rest fan in the first place. Now going back to the keyboard here, looking it over, as you can see, again, full size, you got your knob over here, which you can customize, we'll talk about, little shortcut button. Your cable is unfortunately attached, and it is one of those basic rubber cables, but heck, you plug your keyboard in and you usually forget about it anyways, right? Swing it over to the bottom side, you see you got Corsair logo, you got one level of pop-out feet here, nice rubber grips, even right there. Now the whole frame of this is plastic. You don't get much flex, maybe an absolute little, but I mean, honestly, are you gonna be taking your keyboard and going like this? So take that into account. We're talking about a budget keyboard. So yes, the outer frame, the underneath, and then the top up here is plastic. Now, as far as your keycaps, they are double shot ABS, and I'm not sure how well the camera can pick this up. There's not much grain on it. They're more flat, kind of very smooth. And what I noticed when I started getting sweaty hands, WASDing, there would be, I'd feel that little bit of sweat and grease on there. That'd be a little slippery when some double shot ABS keycaps have had a little bit of grain on them, which I like just for grip. So again, this kind of feels like if you ever felt a standard ABS keycap that's painted, that is how these feel, even though they are double shot. Now taking a look at the RGB here, it is very nice and crisp, and you can control it by this wheel, which again, I'm going to show you here shortly. But one thing I want to show you as you're seeing the RGB going through, if you just scan across the keyboard, again, with these being double shot ABS, why companies do ABS rather than PBT sometimes is number one, they are cheaper, but number two, they let the light shine through a little bit better. But with these, you'll notice in some, like if you take a look at the Q, I'm not sure how well the camera can pick it up, the top of the Q, you got like this kind of blacked out spot up there, and you notice that across some keys, just looking across it over here. And that's kind of a bummer. Again, you'd expect ABS, okay, well, I'm going to have perfect shine through across it right here, but you will notice, again, it's not a consistent full shine on some keys. Now again, this may be nitpicking, but again, if you just look at that Q at the top, you'll see that little kind of faded out spot. You can see it on the 8 up here. And again, it's kind of just a couple keys across the board. Now, going back up to this dial up here where I told you can control your RGB, you can actually hit function and F12 as you see a little icon of the dial up there. And then you can cycle through other things, whether it be scrolling, zooming, your RGB, your media controls, which you can just click down and mute it. You can turn the dial up and down. This works on PC and Mac, by the way. And again, it's just really cool to have those options in there. Now, you can't set it to whatever you want. You got 5 options in IQ, again, which is like scroll, zoom, and then the RGB and stuff like that. I pretty much leave mine on RGB all the time. It's really nice just to be able to dim it down and then turn it up right there. And then right next to the dial, as you see, you have all your icons there for cap lock, scroll lock, Windows lock, so on and so forth. And then you're seeing a button right next to it there, which has the IQ symbol, which yes, you can just press it, bam, pull up IQ, or you can actually go into IQ and set this to whatever you want. So if you want to just open up a game or a browser or whatever it may be, your favorite YouTube channel, you can just set it right there to the Techne, press it, and it'll pull it up. So a lot of the stuff we've been looking at on the keyboard so far has been kind of standard, right? Minus the cool little dial up there, which I really love on a budget keyboard. But where this keyboard gets juicy is Corsair's implementing a lot of their custom aspects of their keyboards, right? The double layer dampening foam right into it, lubed linear switches, and mama mia, they feel amazing. These do not feel like big company switches here. They feel butter smooth. And I'm going to give you that sound test here, and hopefully it does it justice, but when you feel it and you just type on this, you want to keep on typing. It feels and sounds that good. Now, I want to show you something really juicy. I already talked about that double layer dampening foam down in the bottom and then right through there, right, which helps with that radiation and, again, the sound and feel of the keyboard. I want to show you the spacebar. By the way, you see mine's upside down? People still question me about it. I always put my spacebars upside down because it's so much more comfortable. It just slopes right up on my thumb. You got to try it. Everyone still asks me, and I've been doing it for years. Anyways, let me pop this spacebar off here. Take a look at that. Are you seeing this? You seeing that dampening foam on the spacebar? So we're not even talking about in the case. This is outside right here on the spacebar. So whenever you hit your spacebar down, you're not going to get that radiation throughout there with it being a bigger key. That is so stinking cool. So again, I hope that sound test did it justice, but I gotta say it again. The feel and sound of this keyboard in person is not budget. It sounds so stinking good. Now, if I was to nitpick and kind of pull it apart here a little bit, again, this is nitpicking, I would say slap a little bit of lube, just bam, right down there on each of these stabs, because there is none on it, and I think that would just truly just round this keyboard out to perfection, because I don't know, just pending where you press some of the ones with the stabs, it just doesn't feel as butter as some of the regular keys. I'm nitpicking here. So there we go. The Corsair K70 Max. Perfect? No, it's not. Again, I wish the wrist rest was a soft wrist rest, and I wish those grooves weren't on there. I wish the keycaps, me personally, I wish they had a little bit of grain. That's what I prefer right there. It's two little nitpicks. And again, hopefully Corsair releases that TKL right here, and heck, maybe 75 bucks. That would be sweet. But looking at the K70 Max at 100 bucks, what it's packing, like, holy smokes. This is awesome in the budget segment. So anyways, thank you so much for coming by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help you out just a little bit. And if I was, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.